Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Ask UE session here at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. And while we are chatting, our attendees are coming in. Happy to have everyone here with us. So, again, for those who are trickling in, I would like to say good evening and welcome to our Ask UE session. And this afternoon, our session is going to be on our MSc in project management. So today we are going to chat all about our masters in project management, and we have a very esteemed panel with us here this afternoon. So welcome to those who are now joining us. My name is Nataki Kerr. I am the manager of brand and student recruitment marketing here at our beautiful St. Augustine campus. And we are going to chat today about our masters in science in project management. We are going to make a few brief presentations, and then we will entertain all the questions some of you may have, because we know that you have several questions for us, and we want to be able to answer all those questions so that you can join us on our campus, maybe starting in September 2025. Just a gentle reminder that our deadline date for application, is July 30th, 2025. So you have a few more weeks when you could, make up your mind about which program you want to apply for. But I assure you that our Masters in Project Management is one that you should seriously consider. So welcome to our session. We're happy to have you here. And let me just introduce who we have with us today. Today we have with us Dr. Ruel Ellis, who is our program coordinator and who knows all about our MSc in project management. And he's happy to be able to guide you this afternoon. We also have Mrs. Celia Gibbings, who is a past graduate and a part-time lecturer with us here at the University of the West Indies in our project management program. And we also have Ms. Chevany Sparks, who is a past graduate of the program, and she is here to give you a unique perspective, a perspective that will help us understand the student experience, and she'll give us some tips about how she made it through the program successfully. So again, we want you to ask questions. So I'm seeing Elijah and Vindra, and quite a few persons have joined us already, and a few others are coming in. So we are glad to have you guys here with us. Again, today is all about our masters in project management. So we want you to just sit back, relax, and take it all in. Use our chat box and ask us questions. We have a very dedicated team of persons in the background waiting to respond to your questions. So let us know what you want to know. We'll try and answer you live. We'll try and answer most of them in the chat. And the good news is we have your names and email addresses. So if you need further information after this 1 hour long program, we are happy to be able to respond to you. Yeah. So let's jump right into our session this afternoon with Dr. Ellis, who will open our discussion, and he's just going to give us an overview of the Masters in Project Management. Dr. Ellis?
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Nataki. Welcome, prospective students. Presentation will be short, and it's just going to give you an introduction to the program itself, which is the MSc Project Management, which has existed here at the university for, I believe, a little more than 15, 18 years. Yeah. And during that time, we have graduated, I guess, hundreds of students. And we have developed an MPhil, a PhD, and we are currently in the process of developing a certificate and diploma in project management. These are to cater for those of you who are just interested in the fundamental qualifications in project management without going into the research aspect of it to get the MSc or to go further. I must tell you that last year, we had the program accredited by the APM, the Association of Project Management out of the UK. And because of the quality of our program, they actually backdated our accreditation from the inception of the program. So that means people who have graduated over the last 20 years who wish to be chartered project managers can be en route into chartership, where there are lots of benefits. So as indicated before, I am Ruel Ellis, the coordinator of the MSc Project Management, and I also teach in the program. And administratively, we have Ms. Onis Caruth, who is the one who controls everything. I'm just, and then we have should I say, an array of lecturers. Some of them international, like for example, Miss Shepherd, um, Dr. Smith, Dr. Dyer, and Miss Arteline Amos. They are in different parts of the world at present. Then we have, among our lecturers, we have a bunch of consultants and professionals in their own right, people with their own businesses. The course structure, it's simple. It's a 2-year program, part-time. It's almost fully online. It's called blended at present. And that's because we have a couple courses that still has face-to-face exams. So there are 8 compulsory courses, 4 electives, and your research projects. And once those are completed, you are on your way to making a big bucks and making a change in industry. So in the first year, our courses, the compulsory courses cover the basic body of knowledge of the project management, dealing from leadership, project and program management, HR, communication, and we have introduced a course in research methodology, given that over the years we have discovered one of the issues project managers have had is completing the MSc is in how they approach their project. So we have included a course now in project management research methodology to facilitate that. And once you're finished with your compulsory courses, you have 4 electives, which most people choose depending on their jobs, their areas of work. And if there's anything that's not on our list of elective courses, we can, or you can, look at courses within the university and we can have them approved for you to take it as part of our program. I think applying for the MSc Project Management, it's not a difficult thing. I mean, everything is online. But in the MSc Project Management, given that projects are pervasive in almost every discipline in the world, we take people from just about any discipline into the program once you have a proper first degree and you have some or are working in a project environment, or you have some experience or training in project management. If you are not sure about it, once you make your application will be considered individually and assessed individually. So that way, we'll ensure that you have the best opportunity to enter the program. All right, so this is more or less the online process. Right, so it's an online application where you go online, you create a profile, you complete the application. Once they're submitted, you make your payment, and that's done online also. You upload your supporting documents, you submit your references, and you can check in every now and then to see where your application is in the entire process. Once that is done and you're completed, you're informed and you're ready to start. For the most part of it, you need a job letter. I mean, that's one thing we try to do, ensure that people are working so that when they do their projects, they can apply directly to their job and see the impact of project management even while undertaking the program. We need you to have 2 referees and then a transcript from your university. Those things are important for the University of the West Indies and for the accreditors. Okay, so the MSc Project Management, there are fees in terms of compulsory fees, which are for the university and for new students and for returning students. If you are a returning student or if you are a graduate of the University of the West Indies in undergrad and you did not take back your, what are those fees called? You can pay a lower fee. You can just have it applied to the MSc Project Management. And we also have, well, when the program started, we launched it in Guyana also, but today we have students from other territories in the region. So it's not just Guyanese, Trinidad and Tobago students. In terms of career prospects, as indicated before, people who've graduated from this program will find themselves working just about anywhere. Some in project management and project management of different types, even in NGOs and development agencies and banks, education systems, people in logistics. We are proud to say that we have had a lot of our graduates who are entrepreneurs, creating businesses and employing people. So it means we are actually contributing to the development of the economy. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to your questions as we progress this afternoon.
Thanks very much, Dr. Ellis. And I think we really appreciate the fact that, our program is open for regional students, especially we have students from Trinidad and Tobago, and it is one that can help you enhance your career. So don't forget, folks, as we mentioned this afternoon, it's really all about the questions you all have. So even as our session is going on, if any of our attendees, I'm seeing Martin here, Elijah, Orban, Riyadh, if you all have any questions, please feel free to drop us a note in the chat. Our team is waiting to respond to you and to hear from you. So we look forward to your questions. Let us know if you have any questions or something that you need Dr. Ellis to go over. Let us know and we'll be happy to do so, because remember, as we mentioned before, our deadline date for applications is July 30th. So you do have a little bit of time still to consider and think about what program you want to do. And I'm suggesting that you seriously consider this program, especially, your interest is obvious since you're here. And we are also going to send this link to you all afterwards within the next 48 hours, so that even if you've missed something or you came in late or you want to share it with a friend, you'll be able to access the recording again so you could look at what our project management is all about, our MSc in project management. With that being said, I would like to introduce our second speaker this afternoon, and that is, as I would have mentioned before, Mrs. Celia Gibbings, and she's a past student of the program and also a part-time lecturer. So she's a past graduate and part-time lecturer, so she has a very unique perspective. But this afternoon, she's going to share with us a bit about the program that she teaches, and that is our digital transformation program. And she's going to tell us all about managing digital transformation projects. Mrs. Gibbons?
Hi, afternoon, everybody. I guess the sun is in my eye. I did a little test before, but you won't be looking at me too long because I'm going to go on and share a little PowerPoint. So I just want to just confirm that I was a student in the program. I realized I graduated a pretty long time ago in 2011, and I think it was one of the best programs that I ever did. I was started in IT and digital projects and systems development. And because I was doing so many of these projects and managing them, I did the PMP first. And as I always say, that when I came into the course, I'd already done the PMP, which everybody talks about as the international certification for project management. But I could say after going through the program that the PMP at the end of the day is just one course in the overall master's program. So that is my confirmation of, the value and how much you learn in this program. And the other thing I would say is that as a student, I could confirm also that it is grounded. The course is firmly grounded in the Caribbean in our experience. And so, it's something that you really won't get anywhere else. So that is my, as a student, we have a student who's going to talk and share that perspective in more detail. So I can tell you a bit about being a lecturer and a little bit about the course that I teach, which is delivering digital transformation projects. I'm going to share a very short PowerPoint with some of the things that I do in my initial course that I share with my students, just so that they, get a good idea. And basically, just a minute. Yeah. So the rationale for the course is that we want to equip project managers to deliver digital transformation projects. And in fact, overall, in all of the courses, just to successfully deliver whatever kind of project that you're managing. And we want to make sure that we are able to deliver projects with global best practice. It's always contemporary. We're always trying to make sure that the information that we share, the techniques and the tools are contemporary, and also things that you can use and that would fill the requirements of some of the big funding agencies in our region, right? And of course, we also want to make sure that we grow competence in CARICOM so that we can manage our own projects. Because, we've been accustomed over the years to having foreigners manage our projects, but we want to build that competence for ourselves. And of course, we want to be able to work across all sectors. So that's also very important. And the objectives, we want to make sure that we have project managers who could lead teams successfully. We want to make sure that we trained across, as we said, across the sectors, lots of hands-on familiarity with tools and frameworks in delivery of projects, and that we could innovate, of course, so that sometimes you work on a project and there are prescribed ways of doing things. So we want to make sure that we are also adaptable and easy to, fit into whatever is required. We also do a lot of hands-on, a lot of real-life scenarios. And we also, in the research projects, as Dr. Ellis mentioned, we want to build the Caribbean body of knowledge, right? So that we have our own references, that when people do studies, that they could, refer to things that our students have done. And as also confirmed, this is just to say that the course is is online, and most of the assessment is coursework related, specifically the final research project for the course. I also wanted to just, in the case of my course, and also most of the courses, there's a lot of hands-on interactive, even though it's online. And I think the online digital environment allows us and enables a lot of hands-on access, use of real tools. And so we try to do contemporary tools, free tools, open source, and things that you could actually, get an experience in. So when you're working, you could actually, you have actually done it before. And I just also want to say that we operate in an agile way. We always talk about it, but we actually try to, work together and collaborate as a team. Generally, these master's courses have small numbers, especially the electives, because this is one of the electives in the second semester. And that enables us to have a lot of collaboration, sharing, people coming, as Dr. Ellis said, from different industries who could share their experience, and of course, cross countries as well. So we have the Caribbean perspective that, is always opens our minds and also allows us to realize how much we have in common. So that's about it for sharing my experience as a student, teaching the course, and what I try to share with the students in the course.
Thanks very much, Mrs. Gibbings. And I think one of the things you mentioned, I always appreciate the fact that our work, most of it is grounded in the Caribbean. So we could relate to the examples, as real world examples, as practical examples. And I think people always appreciate the academic and the practical, and the fact that it's rooted in our environment. So that's one of the things about this course that I love. And I'm quite sure that our prospective students will be interested in it. And again, for those of you who may have questions, our team in the background, we will put our email address in the office in case anyone, you may think of a question afterwards, you may want to ask, we want to hear from you. We're going to put our email address in the chat. We will put our extensions so that you could contact our team. You could drop by and come in and chat with us in case you're interested in our program. We want to make sure that we are accessible to all of you. So thanks very much for that. And again, for those of you who joined late, just a reminder that our deadline date is on July 30th. So if it is you want to join us on our beautiful St. Augustine campus, now is the time for you to apply. And our next speaker is our past graduate of the program, and I'm very pleased to introduce Ms. Chevenise Sparks, who is going to give us a bit about her student experience and some tips that helped her successfully navigate through our MSc in Project Management program. Ms. Sparks?
Pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am Chevenise Sparks. I am a former student of a former graduate of the University of the West Indies on the MSc program with distinction, I'm proud to say. I didn't prepare for you guys a presentation because I just wanted to share a very lived experience about the MSc program. Some of the courses that I would have taken would be risk management, contract and law, value management, and project finance and accounting, organizational behavior. Now, of course, when you peruse the MSc in project management, you will select courses that reflects your own competence or competencies that you want to build in terms of your career goals. Once you would have done that, I can assure you that there is a very competent team at the University of the West Indies. You will encounter Onis, who is very helpful in terms of helping you navigate the processes in terms of getting on board. And once you are on board, to help you navigate every step in terms of assignment and getting permissions from, say, for example, in your organization. Let's say, for example, you have group assignments. You would have, for example, let's say you're doing risk management and you need to interview the prospective persons in T&Tech. Let's say you've chosen T&Tech for risk management also. You would get, ONIs would help you in terms of getting letters to that organization to give you permissions to gather information to help you with your assignments. An important recommendation for you once you start the course is once you are formed into groups, you share your information. Each person would have different competencies. You delegate responsibilities in terms of what you have to do. And once you decide what you're doing, each of you should share your own competencies with the other person so as not to limit learning. What it does, it prepares you for a real project management environment whereby each person in a group or a team, because once you get into project management, sometimes you're in a group and sometimes in your team, and you would learn the different connotations of those two terms. You don't want to limit learning, and you want to help build each other in the team so that your end product of your effort is always great. Another important recommendation that I would give to prospective students is that once you start the program, you want to keep a journal of your strengths, your weaknesses, your competencies, how you would have started a particular program, what are some of the challenges you faced, what are some of the lessons you've learned. And once you start documenting in that journal for each of your courses, what you would find happening is that naturally from course to course, your competencies build in terms of your research, in terms of how you manage your time with work. You might have a family, and of course the course. The course is rigorous, as it should be, because project management is a very important academic factor now in many organizations. And you have to apply yourself. You really, really have to apply yourself and set time management goals for yourself and your team in order for you to deliver excellence. In my MSc program, I would have scored a lot of A's, majority of A's on my program. And the A of itself reflects the commitment and the quality of work that is put out. If you put in excellence, you will get excellence out. And coming out of that, coming out of your overall program, you want to jump into your thesis, which affords you to do a body of work that is important to you, that should be aligned to where you see yourself in the organization and where you see yourself growing in terms of a professional. Those are three very important things. What else can I suggest to you? I would leave another part for when you start to dispense your questions to us. Because you would have your own ideas about the program. So once you start asking questions, of course, we will answer and help to allay your fears and give you guidance on the approach for the project management program, the MSc. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Parks. And I think what I especially liked, what you touched upon, is the fact that project management is really life, you know. It's such a practical program that you could apply to your personal life, you apply it to your career. And some of the tips you gave, I actually think I need to take one of those tips now, and that's starting a journal. And those are things that it's not just project management, it's literally, it's life. And this is one of the advantages of doing a course like this. It has so many uses, as I mentioned, in your career, in your personal life, with your family. So it's one of those things that can translate into several various areas. We would know that, especially when Dr. Ellis has spoken about, we have graduates in all various sectors, so that project management is really something that is extremely useful. And I hope that we are all appreciating the value of that. And thank you very much for those tips. So as we go along, we do have a few questions, and I see that Dr. Ellis is answering and our team in the background is answering. We have our phone numbers, we have our email addresses. I know that Elijah was asking some questions. Elijah, we sent a link there for you to check, so make sure and check it out. And I saw that Bindra was asking a question with regards to work experience. Someone who had 15 years work experience and maybe unemployed now, how does that work? And Dr. Ellis was able to answer her and let her know that, some research needs to go into what her postgraduate focus will be on. And that could also help in terms of knowing exactly where you stand with regards to the program. And we also had a couple of questions offline that had come into us from before. And one of them, and maybe Dr. Ellis could help us with this, one of them is in terms of hybrid classes with regards to the program. Are all the classes face-to-face? Do we have some that are online? Can you just share a little bit about that with us?
Given what we are designing and the fact that we have students throughout the region now, the classes are all online. Also, the fact that some of our staff throughout the region, the classes are all online to facilitate that. We may have 2 or 3 courses which still have face-to-face exams, and those are facilitated through the examinations department and the open campus on the different territories. Or if you are outside of the region, it can be facilitated by us liaising with the closest academic institution to where you're living to get the exam paper to you so you can do the exam there.
Okay, so you try to make it as easy as possible for all who want to do the program. And I think people will appreciate that, so they are able to incorporate the program into their lives. Everybody has busy schedules these days, so it's really to try and find that balance between family life and career and so on. We also have a question about work experience. If someone does not have a BSc, Dr. Ellis, but they have work experience and they're really interested in this program, can they still do it? And what will they have to have in that instance?
They do not have if you do not have a BSc. However, if you have had some training in some area of the body of knowledge in project management, say you have done finance, accounting, you have worked in design, you have worked in construction, in the back office, procurement. Those type of experiences would contribute to you having an idea of the body of knowledge. So once you have had those experiences for a period of time, have had some development training, short courses at the company of which you're employed, all of that could contribute towards your application. And based on the amount of experience and the amount of additional training you've had, you can get into the program, especially if you have been working in a senior position in your organization for a number of years. It makes it easier for you to get into the program.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Ellis. I do have you working quite a bit this afternoon because we do have some other questions that came in. One of the questions was about the class schedules. Is it mostly in the evening? Is it on weekends? Maybe, a whole day Saturday type of thing? What are the class schedules like?
For me, okay. Class schedules, weekdays, evenings. We try to do it after work for people who, we expect people to be working during the day. And so they're mainly, I believe, the earliest one may start 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And the latest they go up to is 8 o'clock.
Okay. And another question with regards to part-time, is it that the program can be done part-time or it's a full-time program?
The program is part-time, and part-time for the University of the West Indies is defined by the number of courses you do per semester. We are only doing 4 courses per semester, and therefore we are part-time. If someone wishes to do it full-time, and we've had people who have done that, they would have to take on 8 courses. So once they schedule their selected electives properly, it can be done in 1 year if the person has the time to do it.
Okay. And just a reminder, folks, for all our attendees here this afternoon, I'm seeing Brian, I'm seeing Sasha. Ask us your questions. Kim, let us know what you want to find out about our MSc in project management, because that's what this Ask UE session is about. We have several Ask UE sessions about several topics. You can always check our YouTube channel and see what various programs we have done Ask UE sessions on. And this evening, we are all about our MSc in project management. Let us know what questions you have, because we are here to answer your questions to make sure that you can apply with us before our deadline date of July 30th, 2025. And just another reminder, we also have another opportunity if you all want to come in and chat with Dr. Ellis, chat with Mrs. Gibbons. I don't know if Ms. Parks will be here, but we could ask her to give us some time out of her busy schedule. But we also have our open days coming up, and this is an opportunity where you can come on our beautiful St. Augustine campus on either May 18th or May 17th. That's May 17th, a Saturday, or Sunday, May 18th, where all our faculties are going to be here on our quadrangle, which is a special place here on the campus. And you could come and chat with the lecturers, you could chat with past students and find out about the program if you want to talk to someone, you know. So we also have several opportunities for you to interact with us. You can come to our open day weekend. You can look at our Ask UE live session, which we are going to send to all those who registered. You can call us, you can come in and chat with us, you can send us an email, because we want to open all the channels of communication to you. So we do have a couple other questions, and one of them is there an entrance exam or an interview as part of the selection process for applicants? Dr.
Not
Ellis?
as yet. Not as yet. However, as with the case with the person who is asking if they do not have a BSc, usually after the application is assessed, if I need additional information, once the phone number is provided, I will call and take you through a simple interview process to really get an idea of how much of project management you know, or how interested you really are, to understand your motivation for doing the program. And once we've done that, then you'd be okay.
Okay, great. And I have another question for you, Dr. Ellis. In terms of the core courses and elective courses, can you just tell us a little bit more about that? Because someone was asking that, or you can ask one of our panelists to just give us a little snippet with regards to the core courses for the program and a couple of the elective courses. I know that Mrs. Gibbons mentioned one. Maybe she could just summarize hers after you give your spiel.
If permitted, I can ask Ms. Karut to put back up the slide that lists all the core courses.
Sure.
And all right, so these are all the courses that are approved for the program at present. So your year 1 core courses, project leadership and organization behavior, contracts management, including law, project accounting and finance, program and project management. That's your first year. First semester, sorry. Second semester core, program procurement management and logistics, research methods, risk management for project managers, and project management information systems. And once those are your core, then you have your project to complete, since you will be doing the MSc. If you're not going to do the MSc, and once we have the certificate and diploma approved, you can stop there. And in year 2, you have elective courses, which could range from natural hazards, occupational health and safety, TQM, health, safety and the environment, marketing management, post project estimation and cost management, managing IT, which is the one Celia has just alluded to, value engineering and management, international project management, principles of geoinformatics project management for small and medium enterprises, and finance risk, which is currently in revision. I must be clear that according to the accreditors, for our students to go directly on the chartership route, they need to have taken either the project management for information systems or the digital delivery and digital transformation projects or the international project management. So choosing your electives can assist you well in approaching getting your chartership.
Okay.
I
know
don't
that-
know if Chevnice or Celia would like to add anything to it.
I'm happy that you said that, because what I was saying earlier, we understand what the core courses are. You see, you must do your core courses, but in selecting your electives, treat the electives as though it were a direct pathway or a roadmap to your specific career goals and objectives. If you know you have an interest in finance, there is a component there for finance. If you know you have an interest in doing quality management, there is a component for that. So that the electives must be aligned to your specific career goal within your organization, or even if you have intention to become an entrepreneur on the side of what you do in your everyday job.
Mrs. Gibbons, anything you want to add on your particular program? Because your particular program is very current. We have a Ministry of Digital Transformation, and everybody is always talking about digital transformation. It's so very topical. So this is especially a course that, you know, I could see it having lots of legs.
Yes, I would say so too. I think we really need it, especially in our region, and especially where there's so many projects that have been started, and programs, and they're also well funded, because that is what we need to take us up in the ease of doing business and all the other things to get us, up there with everybody else. And so I think this is a very important course. It's a very hands-on course. We do a lot to do with the public sector, which is one of the areas that we really do need to move on digital transformation. I don't know if Dr. Ellis, should I share about the MPA program that we just completed?
You can.
This program, in conjunction with Ministry of Public Administration, just completed, it started last semester and finished, it crossed across the semester, training public sector members, people working in the public sector, and there were certain courses that they selected to do from UWI. It wasn't the full program, but certain courses. And this particular course, delivering digital transformation projects, was one of the courses that we had quite a large enrollment for. First time I ever taught so many people, because we ended up having 42 people. We normally have between like a dozen. So it was quite, I learned a lot from them, and but I think they also, because a lot of them were young people in the public sector who were eager to, be involved if they're not now, and people from the Ministry of Digital Transformation as well. And I think, we were able to, I think UWI was able to, play a role and, help to initiate and support some of the work that is being done right now.
Yeah, that's really good. And as I said,
Mhm.
project management, and I remember having a conversation with Dr. Ellis last year, and he was telling me the same thing about how project management could fit in anywhere, literally. It could just fit in anywhere. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in digital transformation, but it could be anywhere. It's so very
I agree.
useful. It has so many uses. I think he was trying to convince me to actually start the program at the time, but it's something that, maybe I would consider. Yeah. We also have a couple other questions with regards to if the university offers career support or job placement services for those who are doing the program. I'm not sure if Dr. Ellis, if you could insert anything here with regards to that question.
I can say that the Faculty of Engineering has an internship program. And we being in the faculty, we can access that program. That's one. Two, about 2 years ago, I believe, one of those consultancy companies out of Jamaica was actually looking to set up a relationship with us, but it was not pursued to the end, where they would take our graduates as interns to help them, because some of the development projects require people with project management expertise. What we are looking to do now that we have had our accreditation is actually establish an industrial liaison committee with people from industry. And it is our hope that this committee would be able to help us find internships for the graduates who are unemployed or who may be looking for direct project management experience during and after graduating from the program.
Yeah. I have a very unique question here, and I like this question. And the person asks, how does the MSc compare to an MBA with a project management specialization? Because persons have so many options these days. And of course, we know our program is the best. We know that our program here at UWI St. Augustine has some stellar persons teaching it. We have excellent postgraduates, but I want you to succinctly put it in a Dr. Ellis nutshell. What's the difference?
Can I have Chevnice go at it first?
Sure, Chevnice, you can try your hand.
Thank you. I was hoping Dr. Ellis would defer to me to answer that question.
Great.
Because I have the lived experience.
Yes.
I did the MBA with Heriot University, and project management was indeed a component. And of course, the MBA was a rigorous course, and I did well, and it has helped me in my career and my main job, and also as a part of a family business in project management and construction. However, the MSc Project Management with the University of the West Indies takes you through the alphabet, the A to Z of project management. The course is so very well structured. The components, each of the different course takes you through the rudiments of what happens in the real world. It prepares you. Okay, so we just opened the ANRIA the Tobago Airport. That was one of our projects with the company which I work. And elements of that MSc program would have equipped me as a junior project analyst with the company that I work, to go through so many different elements and to provide support in so many different faculties of the project, that it was overwhelming. Overwhelming is not the word that I want to use. It was just such a success factor, because it helps you to understand the budget component, quality, cost, how to treat with stakeholders' needs, how to deal with different shareholders. The project management course it's chalk and cheese compared to an MBA. So if your ideal is to pursue project management, the MBA will not cut it. You will need to do the MSc in project management. And again, keep an eye out for your elective, so as it will help you to align it to your personal or chosen career path within your job.
Thank you for a very fulsome response. You answered that question perfectly. Yes.
That's why she's here.
That's why she's here. If I had known that, but it was a perfect answer. And I think, based on what you said, I think people really appreciate the practical side of the program, because yes, you're learning all the academics and you're in class and you're learning, but there's also a practical side. And especially for those who are considering doing a master's, sometimes you're at a point in your career when you're trying to figure out, what do I do to take me from this level to the next level? And this is the program for that. This MSc in project management is the program for that. So that is a testimony, if ever I've heard one, about, or for, I should say, our MSc in project management. And I remember too, some time ago, Dr. Ellis, telling me his graduates were all over the world, all over the Caribbean, and doing so many things. Dr. Ellis, can you just remind me of all the various spaces that graduates of the program are in right now? I know it's all various facets and careers. Just remind me and give me a summary.
Like for example, right now, one of our graduates has been managing projects for the FAO, developing agriculture, not just awareness, but help developing agriculture sustainability. If we remember during COVID, there was a young man in Sangre Grande who started a business of collating agriculture produce and delivering it throughout the country. He is one of our graduates. We have in Guyana, we have a lot of them who are, when you land in Guyana and you leave the airport going towards the city, there's a huge photovoltaic energy generation area. That was one of our students' projects, where he designed it from scratch, did the whole entire feasibility for his final year project, and it was implemented by the government of Guyana. We have graduates in IT and construction as teachers, but not just as teachers, teacher researchers and curriculum developers. So because all of them need project management skills.
Yeah. I think I want us to just respond to Vindra's question, because she's asking if being actively employed is required for any one of our projects. I think she means the program.
Okay, so being actively employed will give you an advantage because it allows you to apply what you're learning immediately. It allows you to see what issues exist in your organization and how you can utilize what you're learning in the lectures immediately to solve some of the problems. If you are not employed, you can do research type projects, or given some of the projects are group projects, you can learn and apply some of it by being in teams that are applying it in industry. So you're like an outside consultant. So being employed is not really necessary. It does not hinder you from learning, but it does stop you from getting your own experiences.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Dr. Ellis and Vindra, and also all the other persons who are on with us. Take a note of our email address. We've put it in the chat. We've put our extension numbers. You can just come onto our campus and drop by. We have a beautiful campus. I always tell persons our campus at St. Augustine is really quite lovely. Come by and chat with us about your questions with regards to our program. You may very well be surprised. You may think something is not possible, but it is very possible here with us at the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies. So again, we are happy that you are here with us. We are moving quickly to be able to send this recording to you within 48 hours, so that those of you who may want to share with a friend, you could send it on, you can pass it on, you may want to listen to it again. We want to make sure that we've answered all your questions. If you think of something afterwards, feel free to reach out to us, because we really want to hear from you. We want to open all the lines of communication, because our deadline date for applying for our program to start with us in September 2025 is on July 30th. So we want to make sure that you apply. Check us out on our website. You can find out more about the program on our website. And let's work together to make this happen. Yeah, now is the time. Possible is really it's now. It's now. So that's all for our brief session this afternoon. We shared quite a bit of information, and we're happy that you all were here with us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending. Don't forget to come to our UWI Open Day weekend on May 17th and 18th, and keep looking and checking up our social media pages, where you'll get all the information you need about all our upcoming activities. And thank you again for attending our Ask UWI on Project Management.